we have been trying to work on certain projects. This was the first MOU probably I signed with the international university. The vision statement was by 2020 and 21 to implement outcome-based education. The same vision statement is there for the Faculty of Agriculture in Bravijaya. We were very lucky that at least in every semester, 2 or 3 courses were matching for us. My vision for the department, per se for the institution, is internationalization. Now, with the recent national education policy, internationalization is talked about at a great length. The way I picked up Bravijaya University is I know Dr. Professor Teti here, who's a vice dean of Faculty of Agricultural Technology. So we were in touch for quite some time, over probably 2 to 3 years, and we have been trying to work on certain projects on related to food processing and also related to food biotechnology. And she was also a kind of collaborator to a few of the projects that I did here in India. So this was about 4 years ago, and must be in 2018 and 19. And in 2020, when we were speaking, we accidentally came out with a concept that why don't we have a formal collaboration for teaching and research. So that materialized after a long discussion, which took for about 6 months, from April of 2020 to September. So we had a very long dialogue, because the kind of teaching pedagogy, the structure which is seen here in Bravijaya is slightly different from what we have in our place. So but the courses and all these things, how it's done, it's the same, but then the structure is little different. So we need to understand how we can blend these structures together. So we had a long dialogue of about 6 months, and then finally we narrowed down on signing an MOU in the month of November 2020. Amidst of this COVID pandemic. So it complete COVID pandemic time, knowing very well that we will not be able to go for an exchange program and all that, we signed the MOU. And for this, I should really acknowledge our secretary and director, Dr. Vasuki. She was a yeoman support to all these activities. See, that was the time I joined the Kongunadu in 2020, and this was the first MOU probably I signed with the international university. And the vision statement that I gave for my department as soon as I joined was internationalization by the year 2025. So that's how it started. And luckily, Bravijaya University also had a vision statement. The vision statement was by 2020 and 21 to implement outcome-based education. So that was the time we were also thinking about implementing outcome-based education. So the same vision statement is there for the Faculty of Agriculture in Bravijaya, where they also want to become fully internationalized department by the year 2025. So there was a lot of matchings and there was a lot of similarities between what we were thinking. So then we attempted and we went for an MOU. And after the MOU was signed, it took again another 6 months for us to match the academic curriculum. So for a period of 6 months from November till March or April, we were trying to match the course structures, like what is available in my department over in Kongunadu and what was available in this department. So we were very lucky that at least in every semester, 2 or 3 courses were matching for us. Both sides had the same course content. So from April 2020 onwards, we started learning. We started, to understand how we can engage in a joint teaching program for our undergraduate students as well as for their undergraduate students from our side. Again, took 4 months for this to materialize. In April, probably in 2021 September, we gave the first class on online mode.
Okay.
So I taught students of Bravijaya for 4 sessions, which means 4 into 1.5 hours each session. I taught them on biology of cell. So that was the first online blended session that we had, and we got a very excellent feedback from these students. And subsequently, in the month of October and November, faculty from Bravijaya taught our students for 4 sessions. So totally in 2021, we had 8 sessions, and this trend followed in 2022 as well. In 22 also, we had about 8 sessions of online classes for both of them. That apart, we also invited Professor Teti to be one of the resource persons in an international conference that we organized.
Oh.
So this is how our story went. And in the month of August 2022, Professor Teti came up with an idea that now COVID pandemic is almost done. Why don't we think of a physical exchange program? So they initially invited me in the month of November 2022, but I couldn't travel at the time because of some academic commitments. So I came here now in the month of February 2023, and that's how this journey towards Bravijaya came. And we hope that this journey will continue further, adding value to both the institutions. And after coming over to Bravijaya, I've also got few other international contacts, which I feel will be helpful for me to establish these contacts at Konganadu Arts and Science College. Now, initially, myself and my research scholar, Mr. Nelson, they are here. Nelson is being deputed in the biotechnology laboratory for 4.5 weeks to get trained in all latest technologies. It will also open up avenues for his research collaborations as well. And what I'm doing is, for the first 2 weeks, I've been holding meetings with several departments. Yesterday and day before yesterday, and even the previous week, I had meetings with different schools: School of Agricultural Science, School of Biotechnology, School of Food Processing, so on and so forth. Tomorrow, I'm also having a meeting scheduled with the Faculty of Computer Science. So I'm trying to extend this collaborative event to our computer science faculty as well. So tomorrow afternoon, I'm having a meeting with them, and they are going to present about the computer science strengths in Konganadu to the faculty of this university. And after 1 week, I'm going to handle probably 22 sessions of classes to various students here. So these classes will be a span of each day will have 1.5 hours of class on various topics, including bioinformatics, computational biology, biology of cell, entrepreneurship, industrial microbiology, biotechnology, engineering, and also, and to wrap up the whole sessions, I'm also giving them a session on how we can help the students from here for an exchange program to our institution. So this will go for about 22 hours from next Monday onwards. And in the meantime, today I had a discussion with another team of scientists from here for an international funding program. The proposal is being submitted by us tomorrow or day after tomorrow for an international funding, where 2 faculty members from the Department of Biotechnology at Konganadu Arts and Science College and a team from Bravijaya will be collaborating on a common area of interest which we have identified. So this is the roadmap for my stay for the next 38 days.
Okay, sir.
I would say similarities first. Similarities is the kind of courses they offer, the kind of the course structure they have, and the way they organize their theory and practical classes are almost the same between both the institutions. But differences, I would say, is how these people or how the people here perceive an industrial connect as a very important factor, and an innovation in day-to-day teaching learning activities as a very important factor is something which I really understand. The second difference which I feel is students have lot of options for self-learning. It's not like our regular classes where they go and sit in the class for 6 hours and they are taught for 6 hours. At the end of the day, it's a big question mark. So here I see library flooded with students. I went to the library. Library is flooded with students. There are common areas where students have Wi-Fi and students work from the computers, laptops in those areas. So everywhere you can see students sitting and participating in the regular teaching learning process, which is something missing in India, I would say. So that's one thing difference which I could see. Otherwise, the facilities, we have got excellent facilities in our institutions also. This institution also has got excellent facilities for teaching, learning, and research. So facilities wise, the kind of course structure, all these are almost the same. But the perception and the attitude is different. My vision for the department, per se for the institution, is internationalization. Now, you know, with the recent national education policy, internationalization is talked about at a great length. And the University Grants Commission has also given a lot of guidelines for internationalization. So, internationalization is a need of the hour, and the globe, as you know, is becoming a global village. And everybody wants internationalization, not just for saying, see, hey, hi, I'm going to this country, I'm learning this. Not that. It is just for, I mean, to understand not just what they do in science and technology. It's also to understand their culture, their tradition, and how we are close to each other in terms of cultures and tradition. I would say today I had a on-air session just before our meeting now, 2 hours before now. So this session completely was about the food, culture, and tradition of our country. And when I was speaking, I was really enthralled to understand that most of what we have, Indonesia also has.
Okay.
For example, the language, most of these people, they understand Sanskrit.
Okay.
Their numbering systems in Sanskrit is the same here. Several words in India are used here, either from Hindi or Tamil or whatever. So, exchange programs are not just meant for somebody to do only teaching or only research or something, it's also to explore. And I must say that we have done it this time in Konganadu Arts and Science College with the complete support of our management. I wholeheartedly thank Dr. Vasuki because Madam was completely behind me and supporting me in all aspects. Otherwise, I would have never had the guts of coming out of country, to be very frank. So, and slowly we are also extending our exchange programs to Edinburgh, Napier University, University of Westminster in London, shortly after this visit of mine. So, to come up to this visit, I wanted to say how this teaching exchange program is going on. So now myself and my student is here. So when I am coming back on March 10th, we have three professors from this institution who are coming to Konganadu Arts and Science College.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So three professors, they are going to stay with us in the department and they're going to teach our students as well. So most of the exchange programs are one-sided sometime, but this is a complete exchange program where we are materializing both sides of balance. Faculty from Bravijaya is going to come to Konganadu and teach students for about 22, 23 days, like how I did. So during their stay, they are also going to be a part of our board of studies. You know, board of studies is the crux of an autonomous institution. So in the board of studies, they are going to be a co-opted member. So what will happen is flavors in curriculum from Bravijaya will get translated into my department. So I will have a much better sale for choosing the courses if I have to send the students here. Because the second thing which I'm planning for the department next time after I come back is a student exchange program, either a master's or an undergraduate student exchange program, where a student from Konganadu can come here and a student from Bravijaya can come to Konganadu. So in that case, we need to match our credits and the credit transfer has to be perfected. So my next plan is to go for a credit transfer, match those credits and see what credits can be transferred and how it can be transferred. So this will definitely open up. The third one, as I told you, when faculty from Brevijaya is going to be at Konganadu, they're also going to explore a lot of possibilities for collaborative research. There is a program supported by the Government of India called as a DST ASEAN program. So through the DST ASEAN program, joint visits, joint collaborative researches are funded by both the governments, both Indian government and Indonesian government. So this is the third in line which I'm going to plan. Apart from that, we are not going to stop the blended learning program that we have been doing so far. So even in this semester, we will have online exchange teaching programs where faculty from Konganadu will teach students of Bravijaya and faculty from Bravijaya will teach Konganadu students. So that is going to continue. So this is my vision for the next at least 1 year, and I hope it will materialize. And it will definitely benefit students because I should say that, sorry, even now, when students join our institution, they ask for international research. They ask whether it is possible to go to other countries to do research. So students have that flavor in them naturally because subjects like biotechnology has a lot of new things in the outside world which students have to explore. But essentially, I would say after exploring all that, students should come back to India and serve India. That's no doubt in that. But then, for them to understand and learn things outside them, these credit transfers, 1 semester of project work. See, for example, I would say my research scholar now, he is now getting trained in animal facility, which is going to really help him for his research. He is doing a research on preparing a hydrogel from silk fibroin. So for the past 1 week, he's in an animal facility where they are teaching him all methods of animal testing. So, and you get a different exposure of how to handle animals, or what are the assays, or what are the methods you can use, and so on and so forth. So, this will definitely help students to have a better reach. Secondly, there are students from my own department, even last year, this year as well, and even the previous years, who have gone abroad for their doctoral studies, for their master's studies as well. So once you establish a platform at the undergraduate level, it's going to be easy for them. I would not say all the 60 students who do undergraduation will go abroad, but then at least you give a platform, or you create a platform for those aspiring individuals who want to go. So I think this would definitely help students to establish in their career as well. And when the faculty from Bravijaya taught them, they were really happy because students will always need a change of faces sometimes. Sometimes they also need that. See here when I come and meet students here, the students are so happy to see me because they have a different person, they have a different method of how I teach. Because understanding that all of us are teachers, but teachers are also different, right? Every teacher has his own or her own way of teaching style,
Sure.
isn't it? So that differs, and that flavor that you get is very important.
Thank you so much for taking your time.
Thank
And
you, thank you
I
so
can
much,
see you
and bye
have a
bye.
very busy day. But thank you so
Yes,
much, sir.
thank you, thank you so much, and bye bye. Good
Bye
evening.
bye, sir.